It's not up to me to solve people's problems. It's not my job to solve people's problems. It's not my job to provide a solution every time someone comes to me. Sometimes it's better to be a listening ear versus a talking mouth. Hello, beautiful people. It is your girl, Angel and Light, and I'm so excited to be with you guys yet again for another Girl Talk video. And today we're going to keep it all the way 100, as we always do. And so if you're new here, please subscribe and become part of the family. This is an amazing space to be at, I'm not gonna lie. If you are also a returning subscriber, hi there, girl, I missed you. I hope your week has been doing well. We have so much to catch up on. Anyways, like this video, share it with a friend, especially if you know exactly what I'm talking about and if you agree with anything that I say in this video. Without further ado, let's just jump right into it. So today, we are going to be talking about problem solvers, especially why you don't need to be everybody's problem solver. Yes, you. Yeah, you. I know you feel like you're the solution, but guess what? You're not the solution for everything. And let me be the first to tell you, it is not your responsibility. You can release it. You can say no. No is not a sin. It's a part of being, a healthy, mindful person, to be able to set boundaries for yourself and for what you're believing for and what you want to do in your life and the goals you want to accomplish. You can't do it all. And that's the truth. As you guys always know, I always speak from experience. And let me tell you this. It's absolutely possible for you not to be your family or your friend's problem solver. You don't have to be the solution always. I realized, throughout the years I've been on this earth, that there was a season where I thought that I had the answer to everything. And it became to the point where one of my friends, actually a couple of them, ain't gonna say no names, but they say this to me all the time. They're like, Angel, you always have something to say to everything. And I'm just like, you know what? I really do. And it could be a good thing, but it could also be a bad thing, because sometimes oversharing or putting your 2 cents on everything is not the move. And so I say all that to say, y'all, sometimes when people come to you, they're not looking for you to solve a problem. They're not looking for you to add your 2 cents in. They're not looking for you to do anything. Sometimes they just want you to be there to listen and support. Isn't that crazy that some people just want to talk to you and they don't want you to respond? They just want you to listen. That's what I've learned. I've learned that it's not up to me to solve people's problems. It's not my job to solve people's problems. It's not my job to provide a solution every time someone comes to me. Sometimes it's better to be a listening ear versus a talking mouth. So with that all being said, I just want to share with you guys some practical advice from me to you, for those who want it, because not everybody wants this type of advice. My first piece of advice is, when your friend comes to you or your family member comes to you and they're like, hey, I need a vent, ask them. That's the best way at the beginning. Ask them, do you want me to comment back, or do you want my advice after, or do you need me just to be a listening ear? That right there will give you the answer that you need. Whether you need to be a problem-solving friend or just a listening friend. Because you can't always be a problem-solving friend. And you have to be transparent with them. Like, hey, even if they say, yeah, I need you to give your 2 cents, I need you to give your advice. If by the time you hear their story or whatever's going on and you have nothing, don't say anything. Don't try to make up something. Don't try to pull something out of where. Just say, hey, you know what? You shared a lot with me. Let me pray about it, or let me think about it, or let me take some time to really digest this, because this is a lot. Then you're not just out here spitting out useless, wordless, fruitless, advice. You want to be the type of friend that really processes the things that's being said to you, especially if it's in regards to your friends or family and their life. You don't want to just be saying things thinking it's going to be a solution when it's really not. The second piece of advice would just be to say no. Say, no, I can't listen to this right now because I have X, Y, and Z going on. You know, say it in a way that's still respectful, but not too like aggressive or like you're pushing them away. But just be honest with them, like, hey man, I have a lot going on today. Can we rain check? I'm not sure if I could be much help because X, Y, and Z. Or you could just say no. Some people don't like giving the explanation. I mean, for me, because I always got something to say, I always say an explanation. And I'm learning, even still, that I can say no and not have to go into why I'm saying no. So, tip number 2, just say no. Tip number 3, and this one may or may not go over your head, but be very prayerful, especially in the beginning of your day, and ask God to be very clear with you on what opportunities he's giving you to speak, listen, and be a part of. Because sometimes these things that pop up in our life they're not storms, but they're just drama. Like, I remember when I heard that at church one day, like, you're not going through a storm. You're going through drama, but you think it's a storm because you placed yourself in that mess. And I'm just like, yo, that's so real. I've learned to ask God whether or not I should be putting myself into something before I actually put myself into that thing. The reason being is because our life has a roadmap. The path is very narrow, okay? With that being said, you cannot afford to be pulled left and right because your family's going through something or your friend's going through something. Everybody's going through something. You're going through something too. And it's okay. It's okay. So pray, ask God, hey God, so-and-so is a part of my life. How can I maneuver this relationship? How can I set healthy boundaries? If you guys have been following me for a while, you guys already know I have videos on how to set boundaries and different things like that. Check it out by clicking somewhere on the screen. But really being prayerful and thoughtful, and then applying what you hear, applying what you learn to your actual life situations. Like, God will answer you. He can send you a person. He can send you a video like this. He can send you a counselor. He can send you a text. He can use anybody to get the message to you. You just have to listen and apply it and carry on. That's it. But when you start including God in these things, you'll realize that you're not the problem solver. He is. And he'll help you solve your own problems. And I don't want to come off in this video sounding like you can't be there for your friends or your family, because that's not what I'm saying. I'm speaking specifically to those who feel like they have the answer or the solution to all of their friends and family's problems. There's a difference. One's unhealthy, one's healthy. You know, the healthy situation, if you are the person that most people come to, is being able to recognize what problems or situations that God has given you the grace to speak about and what not to. It's like, I would never, I've learned that I would never speak about things I have no experience in, because I have no experience in it. It's like, y'all, I know this is gonna sound really shady, but I have to say it. It's like a single person trying to give a married person advice. You're single, you've never been married. How can I listen to your advice about marriage if you've never been married? It just wouldn't make sense. So if we are only accountable and we've only been graced with certain things, doesn't that kind of open up your eyes to see that not every situation that's presented to you, you have the knowledge or the wisdom to respond on? Just something to think about. So I feel like I kind of got my point across. I feel like I've helped at least one person. And if that one person, like I say in all my videos, if this one person is me, because I constantly have to remind myself these things and remind myself that I'm not everyone's problem solver. As you guys know, I always love talking to you guys in my DMs, my emails, my comments, all of that. But there are certain situations that come up, and I'm honest with you guys. I'm like, girl, I don't know if I can do this or I can give you advice on this, but I always bring it back to the Word of God, or I point you in a direction where I feel like you can get your answers answered. your questions answered. And so I love you guys. I want you guys to be the best version of yourself as you can be. You guys know that's one of my life missions, helping women especially be the best version of themselves internally as well as externally. Because girl, you are all that in a bag of chips, okay? And so if you are a problem solver, girl, put that problem solving button down and just rest, be still, and take instruction. Because sometimes there's a season that you may be in and God's trying to say, hey, I don't need you to be the problem solver. I don't need you to be the person that everyone runs to, because I need to work on you with X, Y, and Z. But you're so busy that you can't even receive what he's trying to do in your life. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, I love you guys. I hope this video has blessed you. I hope it encouraged you. I hope it's been a light to you. I feel good that I did this girl talk, because I feel like somebody really, really needed it. Somebody really needed to hear that they don't have to be the problem solver in their family or in their friend group. And so I love you guys. As always, you are so beautiful. You're brilliant. You're blessed. Don't you ever, ever, ever let anyone dim your light. And there is nothing you can do to separate yourself from God's love. And I hope to see you guys in my next video. And if you haven't checked out any of these videos on the sides, please check them out. They're really, really good. I worked really hard. I worked really hard recording and creating content and editing content for you guys, so you guys can be the best, as I said, version of yourself. And also, do you guys like my top? It's actually a two-piece. It's part of a two-piece set that I made a while ago. I wore it because it's red, and as you guys know, it's Love Month. And so, in honor of Love Month, this is what I chose to wear. So, anywho, I love you guys. Talk to you guys soon.